Little baby bunting, little baby bunting, daddy's gonna hunting, gonna fetch her. Agnes, it's me, Billy.
Hey guys, I'm back for day 28 of the 31 Days of Christmas Horror, and today I've followed up with the sequel, or the remake. It's really a remake, Black Christmas 26, 2006, uh, better known as Black Xmas. This is a Dimension Films production with James Wong and Glenn Morgan directing of Final Destination fame. It also has your usual cast of kids that are similar to what you saw in Final Dimension films or Final Destination films, led by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was in 10 Cloverfield Lane. She's pretty cute. The film is a remake. I call it a remake versus a sequel because this film doesn't pick up where the events of 1974 left off. This film basically is a backstory film that goes into the detail of how Billy became Billy and who was Agnes and Billy and Agnes's parents, and how he came to be what he is. It leaves nothing to the imagination. I mean, you don't have to, you're left with nothing to solve in this film. It discloses everything, including why Billy has kind of a strange looking eyes. He has jaundice, liver disease from birth. And then Agnes is the product of incest, where his crazy mother uh, raped Billy when he was young. Uh, so after you get the backstory, you've got the typical group of really polished, good-looking 20-something college kids that are in a sorority, and the sorority house is, of course, Billy's old house. Um, Billy, at this point, after killing his mother and father, uh, is in an insane asylum. They caught him, and then Agnes was sent off to an orphanage. Um, Billy, of course, kills off one of the security guards and escapes and goes back to the house and uh, ends up killing off all the 20 somethings. So it's your typical slasher film. Uh, Dimension Films uh, really has kind of become known for rebooting or remaking all the classic slasher films, and this is one of them. They did The Prom Night, they did Friday the 13th, they did Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, but interestingly enough, this is the worst grossing film of all the reboots, including the Prom Night one, which I think is the worst of the reboots. This one still made money. It was made for $9 million and made $20 million. So even though it's the worst of the reboots, it still made money. It is a typical modern day slasher film. A lot of no substance and a lot of style. It simply sets the stage. They gather up a lot of uh, model-looking type girls, get them together, and then kill them off in as much style as they can muster. It's funny, Glenn Morgan in the comment the not that, there's no commentary on this, but there's a making of and like a 30-minute making of featurette, and he asked the question. He said, "Well, what are we doing here?" And he said, "We're making a ripoff of Black Christmas 1974, but I'm not sure we're doing it as well." So, Glenn, I can answer the question for you. You didn't do as well. It's not even a very good slasher film, in my opinion. And the biggest problem with it is the same problem I have with all the other ones is that it has no character development. You just don't care about, just because you've got a bunch of developed characters, undeveloped characters that look pretty on screen and can scream. Um, it doesn't place you in a as an audience that in a situation where you care about what happens with these characters. Unfortunately, there's just not a single character that you really care about. They're all irritating and annoying, and all the remakes are that way. Uh, they just don't know how to develop a character other than making them irritating and annoying. They just don't seem to be able to, whether it's the script or the direction or what it is, they just can't develop characters in a way that makes you care about that character's uh, end result, uh, like you did with, in all the Friday the 13th movies. There's always at least one or two classic characters that stand out in the movie, and you care about what happens to them. It just doesn't happen here. Uh, they did bring back from the original film. Andrea Martin reprised her role as kind of the house mother in this one. Uh, but it's just, it's when you watch it, it's kind of a 90-minute time waster. It doesn't leave you saying, man, that was really neat, or that was cool, or that, I'm sorry that character got killed. I thought that was a really cool character. I mean, they all were pretty looking, but I just don't know if it's their inability to act, or it's the script, or what it is. Put my finger on it, but it didn't work at all. So I have to give this a 5 out of 10, I think. This Dimension Films release has, like I said, it has a 30-minute making of, and then it has a backstory of the filmmaker's journey in making a movie. It also has a slew of deleted scenes, and then 3 alternate endings, none of which help the movie, I don't think. Uh, so all in all, not a very good remake, and I would say it's good for a one-time watch. But I mean, if you didn't like Prom Night, and you didn't the reboot, and you didn't like the Friday the 13th reboot, then you're not going to like this either, because it's the same deal. If you don't like the Final Destination films, you're definitely not going to like this, because to me this seems like this is Final Destination in a house, a sorority house. So with that, I will leave you. That was Black Christmas 2006. Thanks for watching.